Alright, we are officially 1 month away from E3, and we gotta start taking a look at some of these Nintendo franchises that we could possibly see at the show. Now, obviously, we've already talked a ton about Zelda, and we're still waiting on that, but in the meantime, there's a ton of other games we can talk about. And in this video today, the first of those things I would like to take a look at is the Metroid franchise. There's a ton of rumors and speculation out there about the 2D Metroid and the 3D Metroids we could be seeing at E3 this year. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. Just wanted to let you know very quickly, we do now have a podcast every Friday night at 9:30 on this channel. We did do our first show last week, closed to our Discord members, but this week is episode 1, and again, that is airing on this channel, 9:30 Eastern Time, Friday night. All right, so I think a really good place for us to start this video off is to take a look at the 2D side of Metroid. So if we look back, the last 2D Metroid we got was Samus Returns on the 3DS. That was a remake of Metroid 2 from the Game Boy back in, what? I don't know, a long time ago. Now, this game went over really well with just about everybody, so if we get another 2D Metroid, something like that would probably be the way they would go, I imagine. Now, Mercury Steam was the developer of that 2D Metroid game, and the rumors are saying that they have been working on another 2D Metroid for quite some time. We had some pretty reputable leakers on Twitter last year telling us that we would see not only a 2D Metroid, but Paper Mario as well. We got Paper Mario, didn't get the 2D Metroid, but you know, with the pandemic and everything, obviously a ton of things got moved around. So now we're starting to hear that this 2D Metroid is going to come out this year, which I think makes actually a little bit more sense considering not only is this Zelda's 35th anniversary, it's also Metroid's 35th anniversary as well. And honestly, with that 35th anniversary, I don't think we're gonna see quite the rollout we will probably see for Zelda, but I think they're gonna acknowledge the 35th anniversary of Metroid this year. Hopefully with a few games. I think we may even see some special things coming up, maybe near the end of the year, but we'll get into that later in the video. Now back to the 2D game for a second. What type of 2D game could we get? Well, I think we have a few options here. Now, if we go back to the leaks that I mentioned earlier, the ones that involved Paper Mario as well, that leak said that this is going to be something to do with Fusion. Metroid Fusion came out on the Game Boy Advance back in 2002. Now, this game could be a sequel to that game. It could be a remake. I doubt it's gonna be a remake at this point. My guess is probably a sequel if that's the route that they go. So let's say that leak is wrong and it has nothing to do with Fusion. Maybe it's a remake of something else. Maybe it's a completely different 2D game that we have no idea about yet. Maybe it's something people may not want so much. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's a remake of Super Metroid. Again, I don't think that really needs a remake. That would be cool, but honestly, I'd like to see something new. We'll have to wait and see exactly what this ends up being, but yeah, I think we probably will see this 2D Metroid at E3 this year. Okay, so that's 2D stuff out of the way. Let's move on to the 3D. There's definitely a lot more to cover here. Now, obviously, there's one that we're gonna be talking about very soon, but there is another, a collection of 3 games that we have been hearing about for so long. Since 2018, I think these rumors have been flying around that the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD collection was ready to go. It's ready to go on Switch right now. They delayed it because of the delay for Metroid Prime 4. But recently, we have had someone come out who used to work for Retro Studios saying that they don't think that this thing could even really be done or be put on the Switch. Now, there have been a ton of videos already made about this, and I do want to put my 2 cents in, but I just don't agree with what this guy said. I can't remember his name, but he worked at Retro Studios, I don't know, 10 years ago. Now, he brings up some reasons why this game would not work on the Switch, because obviously it relies on the motion controls a whole bunch. There are certain mechanics that you do with locks in the game, and I guess the enemy AI is set up to kind of be a little bit more quick than a normal game would be, just because you had the pointer controls and it was a little bit easier, so they made it more difficult on purpose. But again, I gotta say, I completely disagree with this guy. I don't see any way that the Metroid Prime Trilogy doesn't end up on the Switch, and probably this year. I think this is finally the year. I mean, saying that the Metroid Prime Trilogy could not come to the Switch is like saying at this point, Skyward Sword couldn't come to the Switch. look at all the stuff that they did to Skyward Sword just to get it running on the Switch. I feel like they had to do a way larger amount of tweaks and complete overhauls of the controls just to get this thing working in some way on the Switch. Bottom line, if Nintendo wants a game on the Switch, they'll figure out a way to get it on the Switch. And I don't know, I don't know what it takes to really develop these games. I'm obviously not a developer, but it seems like you could tweak those things in the game to make them, work for a regular controller. I don't know. Maybe not. What do I know? But I feel like you can, and I feel like we're gonna see the Prime Trilogy on the Switch this year. I actually think we may see something a little extra with that one, but we'll come back to that because I think this is all going to depend on what happens with this game right here. Now, obviously, this is the one that everybody wants to see. Now, I don't think we're going to get this game this year, but I do think we will see something. I think at the least, we will see some type of development update, maybe a cinematic trailer, something like that at E3. I doubt we'll get a date. We may get a year, maybe 2022. Holiday 2022 sounds about right. I don't know. There's some people out there that say that we are going to see this game this year, and it really depends on where you look. You can ask some people about this and they'll say, no, there's no way it's coming out anytime soon. Then you ask other people about it. They say, yeah. With the people that have been hired to work on this game, the people that they're, that are being hired to do things to this game that are usually done in the end of a game's development, those people will tell you this game could come out at the end of this year. I don't know. Again, I am not a developer. I don't know a whole lot about the internals of all that stuff. But then on the other hand, you hear other people saying that those jobs, they're open and filled all the time, and you really can't look into something like that all that much. So I guess it's really who you want to believe at this point. I really don't know, but I will say this. I will say if they show Metroid Prime 4, that's probably when they're going to go ahead and let us know, yes, the Prime Trilogy is coming. Obviously, they're going to want to get that game out for people who have not played these games and are, kind of interested in Prime 4. You want to give them the 3 games to play, and if it is 2022, they're going to have plenty of time to get all 3 of those games in. Now, since it's the 35th anniversary, I think we may see some sort of special edition, maybe 35th anniversary collector's edition Prime Trilogy, something like that. Maybe a Pro Controller, who knows? I think we'll see a little something just to commemorate the 35th anniversary a little bit, because while Metroid isn't one of Nintendo's biggest IPs, I feel like it's one that they really want to start pushing more. I feel like the hype for Metroid Prime 4 was so big there for a while and kind of died off. When they come back around and start promoting this again, I think this has the potential to become one of Nintendo's biggest IPs. Now, even if we don't see this at E3, I think there's plenty of opportunities for us to see all the stuff we just talked about still at some point this year. I still think it's probably going to be E3, but there's also a lot more time, so if we don't see it at E3, I would still probably expect to see something from Prime 4, the Prime Trilogy, and probably a 2D Metroid in 2021. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We are going to be covering other Nintendo franchises in this little series that we're going to start here. I want to do some stuff on Donkey Kong. There's a lot of stuff that came out just today about that. Mario Kart 9. Obviously, we're probably going to cover a little bit more Zelda. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.